the return of Saturday night's main event. This felt like the classic version as opposed to the reboot in 2006. They had plenty of respect for the old one and it showed. A show with many title defenses and felt more big time than any of the episodes from 2006 to 2008. There was a lot of things that were different here. The ropes, the logo, the referee, and of course Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura returned to the show for the first time since 1990 if I recall. He came back with his old attire, with the voice, and there was plenty of charisma to show from him here. It was very authentic and I really respected it because it felt like WWE worked hard to do it. They had the digital apron and the turnbuckles and stuff like that, but for the most part it was good. Even Pat McAfee came back for commentary. This one was exciting and I thought to myself, why not make a video out of it? Alright, with that said, let's get into it. The first match on the show is between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. Drew made a sudden return 2 weeks ago and just went after Zayn. I do wonder how things will be for these two when it comes to WrestleMania because they're major talent, they're big stars, but they're not at the top. They're like tier 2. Similar to Kevin Owens, he had a problem with anyone associated with the bloodline. Now this one was a quick sprint. They had a commercial break unfortunately, but they quickly went at it. Did the back and forth high spots. They got the crowd really into it for only a few minutes. It felt like a 5-minute match without commercials. It was back and forth, near falls, the signature moves, whatnot, but it just ended with Drew McIntyre hitting the Claymore. Solid match. I do wish they had more time to do something here, but it was never going to be more than that because of the fact that it's a TV special. It's not a pay-per-view event, so what we got was good enough. Drew managed to eradicate Sami Zayn, beat him here, and show that his mission is coming to fruition. What's the mission I'm talking about? The mission to eradicate anyone associated with the bloodline to rid WWE of its cancer. The next match was for the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan defended the title against Io Sky. So Io Sky is back at the forefront once again as the #1 contender to the Women's World Championship. Honestly, heading into this one, I didn't expect much from it because of the fact that it feels like it's just a way to bolster the show. I didn't really think much of it. Once again, they didn't really have a lot of time, as you could see. They didn't have the introductions, you know, they didn't have the title introductions there. They just went at it. Io was explosive here. She was a high flyer. She was doing well initially. But once again, this was a quick match which highlighted Io Sky's aerial skills. She was pretty dominant, I'd say, for 70% of the match, with Liv responding with some more impactful moves. They did good with the time they had, and it was also one of Liv Morgan's more convincing wins because she ended up winning it super clean. They actually put her over here strong, having her beat Io Sky. Rhea Ripley then came out after the match teasing what's to come later on. I think at this point it's clear what's going to happen by the looks of it. It really looks like Rhea Ripley's going to reclaim the title just in time for Netflix or the Rumble. Only time will tell which one's going to be, but at this point, yeah. I'd put it at like 99%. She's going to win the title. The next match is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther defends the gold against Finn Balor and Damian Priest. So by the looks of it, Gunther's been pressed by Damian Priest. He's been like, you're not the same guy you were when you were Intercontinental Champion. And it seems like he's taken that to heart. Finn Balor, he's in here because it's one of those occasional title shot things, I guess. We don't really expect him to win here, but we'll see. Now this one, I wish they would have been longer, really. Damian Priest was so exciting in his role here as the face. He had a lot of energy from the crowd and of course himself. He was intense. He's dropping everyone in sight. It was so good. It was so good for what it was, which was a short match, a triple threat match. It was Priest just beating them up until Gunther decided to become angry. They did tease like Finn Balor potentially winning it with the coup de grace, but we all know it wasn't gonna happen. Good match though. It's just like I don't have much to say about them because they last about 7 minutes. There's just not much because they go from the beginning, they skip the middle phase and go to the bigger spots. That's what it is. You know, like I wish it was a bit longer, but like there's not much to say about it. Gunther was good here. Priest was the man in the match though. That's one thing for sure. Damian Priest was the best wrestler in this match. He wanted the old Gunther, he got him. He dropped him on the steps, went after Balor, wrapped it up with a powerbomb, and retained the title. There it was. I do wonder what's next for Gunther. People say John Cena, but only time will tell. So we'll see. The next match was for the Women's United States Championship. Chelsea Green faced Michin. So WWE's finally decided to bring a mid-card Women's Championship. It is a good thing, but it's always up to them to actually go with it. We've seen how they've done with new titles. They make a lot of titles and sometimes those titles don't work out so well. With this one, it's kind of an easy one, but I'm looking closely. That's all I'm gonna say. Both women won their tournament matches to reach the final. Chelsea Green's been a bit popular recently with the fans. As a heel, by the way. Many people wanted her to win this tournament. This was a basic match. Piper Niven got involved a bit. Chelsea was massively over with the crowd. That's one thing to mention here. She had some of the biggest reactions in the entire show, and that's saying something. But the match itself was just there, you know, basic stuff. And this is me personally. I think I had an idea of who's winning judging by the entrance. Chelsea Green, there was something about her. It felt like she was going to win it. That's actually what ended up happening. She won it with a super unpretty her from the corner. She managed to fool Michin her from the corner. She managed to fool Michin and win the title here. I kind of personally wanted Michin to win here because for a random title reign, yeah, but I didn't think it should be for the first one. Most people aren't going to agree with that, but who cares? Chelsea Green actually deserves it. She deserves it here. She's one of the more popular women's wrestlers in WWE. She's obviously going to be featured more often, so maybe that's why it played a part into why she won the title, because she's usually on TV every week. But we'll see how it goes. I just hope WWE actually books the women's mid-card title as well. It's very simple. They got talent. Some talent doesn't win the world titles. They could win the mid-card titles. Hell, even some of the main eventers could come down and win these belts, but we'll see how it goes. I just hope it goes well. And the main event, Cody Rhodes defends the WWE Championship, the undisputed WWE Championship, against Kevin Owens. So Kevin Owens has taken this whole betrayal thing to heart. At least that's what he feels like, because to Cody Rhodes, it doesn't feel like it's about betrayal. He's been hating on the Bloodline ever since they formed because he's been a major victim of them, similar to Drew McIntyre. Rhodes obviously responded with some personal shots towards KO, and both men are quite reasonable in their approaches. Although in storyline, Kevin Owens is the one that's going too far. Now this one had been hyped up for weeks up to this point. I was excited for this one because at the end of the day, we saw a great match with them at Bash in Berlin, but that was without the intensity that KO has now. KO has much more intensity now that he's a heel, so I was optimistic heading into this one. I thought it was going to be good. The Winged Eagle is back for one night only, and man, seeing that title again was so good. It's obviously not the original, but who cares, bro? Just the image of the Winged Eagle belt is nice. I low-key wish they make it a staple of Saturday night's main event from here on. We could hold the title during the episode. I think that would be cool, but it ain't no big deal. It's good to see it once again. Now, this match was very short once more. It had a little more time compared to the others. We saw Owens wrestle very aggressively here with a lot of intensity. One thing I did notice here was that the ankle wasn't a main story. It wasn't that much of a big deal here. So basically, the commentary and storyline overestimated the ankle injury. It looked much better. That's what it is. But I actually thought it would be a bit of a story here. It wasn't. Nonetheless, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens had a good match here. I enjoyed it. There was a nice RKO on the announce table. Orton's remembering Randy Orton with that one. But they really wanted to protect KO here. That ending. The ending which saw him take a crossroads on a steel chair he brought in. And of course, Jesse the Body Ventura was complaining on commentary being like, he used the chair. He cheated. Also, I thought it was funny how on the YouTube feed, which is where I watched it, they were giving points off script about what they should be saying after the commercial break. I don't even know how they didn't get ahead of that, but it took them about 2 minutes. It was glitchy, it was funny. Cody retained the title with that dirty finish, which again was a bit out of place with his character, but goes to show you how much he hated Kevin Owens. He retained the belt here. I didn't think it was a surprise that Cody Rhodes would retain. A lot of people have been talking about KO potentially winning here, but once the day of the show came, I didn't think there was a chance. I just didn't. They're obviously going to prolong this feud with the finish. That was good stuff, but again, very short. I do wish to see more of these two in the future because they had some good matches together, as evident by today. The KO and Cody story is definitely continuing. KO absolutely annihilated and destroyed him after the show, even held the title, got physical with Triple H. It's been intense. And honestly, this is the thing. If they're gonna continue the feud, it has to end with Kevin Owens winning the title at least once. That's the thing. I don't think they'll do it because Cody Rhodes is #1, but logically, with the way the story is going, Kevin Owens somewhat has to win that title because he's going to lose 3 matches in a row. He probably will, though. I'm going to say he probably will lose 3 matches in a row, but if they're going with it, again, I think he should win the belt. All right, that's Saturday night's main event. Good event. Very short. You know, the matches were short, but man, I had a lot of fun with this event. It was very good. It didn't have any surprises, barring the Chelsea Green match, which wasn't a surprise. It's just the fact that there's a new champion crowned is always a good thing. Other than that, I had fun with this event. It was nice. It was entertaining. The only thing I did ask was longer matches, but you're not going to get that from a 2-hour show, especially a show on NBC. You know, they're going to pace it very differently for the NBC viewers. And for the fact that it's on a different network, they're not used to it. But I enjoyed it. I had fun with this event. It was good. So yeah. Alright, what did you guys think of Saturday night's main event? Please comment down below. And that's it for this video. Make sure you hit the Claymore on the like button and perhaps the crossroads on the subscribe button. Peace. I'm out.